welcome to the show. It's none other than Tammy Lily. What's going on, Tammy?
Hello, how are you doing? Pray that everything's going well for you.
Oh yeah, everything is going real good. God is good. You have to give him praise. Even when he wake us up in the morning, just give him praise. Amen.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
ma'am.
I am definitely in good spirits this morning. Just to know him. What have you been up to? I see you got a book out, and
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, indeed.
let's
I was part of a
intro
book, ma'am.
me.
You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if that's on my end or your end.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to us about the book.
Okay. All right. I was a part of a book collaboration. It was called Prayers for the Boss Babes. This was a collaboration with helping business owners, just anybody, but especially business owners, to make it through, and how what kind of encouragement they give themselves. And it was a book of devotions and a book of prayers, and each one of us had a scripture that is our go-to scripture. And so it is 26 of us that did this. And we worked on it diligently. COVID-19 came through. They kind of threw some things behind. We couldn't do certain things, certain photography and all that kind of stuff. But anyhow, so we're not going to focus on all the stumbles and so forth, but kind of highlight the stumbles to let you know how good God is. And we just did a launch. It came out on Amazon, and within 6 hours of it being on Amazon, it became an Amazon bestseller. So I am an Amazon bestseller author, so I am so super excited. I am on cloud nine. God is so good. I was obedient to God's word to get on this project, and it was such a blessing. As well as I have my other book getting ready to come out in print next week. So, of course, with any project in the background, sometimes you come about hiccups, but you just keep on pressing through. And as long as you keep pressing through and looking to God, looking to the hills to come at your help, it'll be all right. So my other book is hopefully going to be out next week in print. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super stoked out on that.
Well, I'm so excited for such a blessing when you can you accomplish something and then achieve such a great thing. To bestseller, that is awesome. So we
Yes,
just
ma'am.
give a round of applause to you right now. And we just speak miracles and blessings over that book, and as well as your other book that's coming out as well. Look at
Yes.
yeah, listen, all of y'all that are watching, you ought to just go ahead, get her autograph, get everything, get ready. Because she's an author. Do you hear what I'm saying? Best
Yes, ma'am.
selling author. We
Yes,
are
ma'am.
excited about what God is doing in your life. Just again, want to say welcome to everybody that is tuning in today. I got headphones. I'm listening. The audio is, I'm listening on one end, and it's crazy. But I'm just excited. We want to celebrate Rita's birthday. She is not on yet, but it's her birthday. But we'll talk about it when she comes on. And her layout for the birthday party was beautiful. So I'm very, very excited about what God is doing in her life as well. So we'll be able to talk about that soon. First thing I want to get into, I got somebody knocking at my door, but first thing I want to get into is I just went through. I'm getting ready to transition over into a lot of into um, another space, and one of the things I want to just maybe talk about for a little while is staying encouraged as God begins to transition you over, or in your business, in your workplace. And since we have Tammy Lily, which Tammy Lily, talk to us a little bit about business, because I know that you have businesses and stuff. You know, transit when you have to transition into different stages in business. How What are some of the tips that you had transitioning, even if it was changing building space, if it was going to another level in your business? What are some of the things that you dealt with, or and how did you deal with transition?
Well, the only thing constant is change. You just have to know, because I've been in this industry so long, I am a tax professional by trade. And I've been in this industry for a while. So I know when you have certain pivots in the season. If anybody know anything about taxes is basically the main, showtime is the 4 months out the year. So, and then even in that, you are transitioning from one peak season, then you get slow season, then you get your fast season. You just go with the flow of things. For me, um, because I have such a profound trust in God, no matter what's I'm going through, no matter what change it is, I just kind of accept it for what it is. And when something changes, I just like, time for a change. Let's figure out how we gonna make it through. And that's just always been the gifts of my life is just going rolling with the punches of things. But you have to be able. You can't predict everything, but you have to have some kind of anticipation for things. What am I going to do if this happens? What's my backup from this? Just something as simple as equipment. If my equipment go down, what I'm going to do? Such as, today, we had, sometimes come have audio issues, internet issues, anything like that. I had my headset on, and my headset didn't want to act right. So I'm just like, okay, I just sit those on to the side, and when it's my time to talk, I hit unmute. When it's not my time to talk, I hit mute, so you don't have all the background, because I have a office full of people. My family basically comes to the office with me every day. My children are with me, and I don't know. Somebody who would never know that I have a homeschool kid. Well, two homeschool children here with me. I have one that's been doing it since last year. I put him in a K-12 program, and because of the pandemic, my grandson, he goes to remote school because he wanted to work more. So, and my husband's here. So, a lot of times you'll never know that I have all this stuff going on in the background. And on top of that, my 21-year-old is my special needs. I have got in the habit of saying special needs child, but he's an adult now because he's 21. So I have a grown special needs son. So I know how to, make things happen, and when things change, I know how to roll with the punches. And that's just what life is all about. All about you have to take the things in life, in your personal life, and put it into your business to know that only thing constant is change. So read up, stay educated. That's just one of my major things. I have a desk full of books. I always do watch YouTube videos because there's a lot of knowledge in YouTube. You just got to kind of, make sure you picking through the right knowledge. Sometimes you got to dig through the trash to get to the goodies. So stay read up, stay updated with your information. Whatever industry you in, find a reputable association to be a part of, or find your mentor. So that's just how I roll with things. And sometimes you can talk to somebody that may not know anything about your industry that can bring about some things. I'm reading a particular book now, and it's what's the name? It's Girl Is Go Time. That's the name of the book. And a lot of things she talks about in there is personal. And I actually look at those things and say, hey, how can I apply that to my business? How can I apply that to this? So a lot of the principles that's there, the examples change, the situation changed, but the principles are still there. So that would be my advice for anybody. Just know that there's change and expect the change and roll with the punches.
growth, and that's right. Anything that God has started to do, and He will grow vision. I want to talk about transition because a lot of people get lost in transition because of emotions. Uh, it might be difficult. It might be uncomfortable, but sometimes life has to get uncomfortable, you know, for you in order for you to know what you can accomplish, what you are capable of, uh, how strong you really are. Sometimes we don't know how strong we are. Oh, I can't take this. Oh, I can't deal with it. We sometimes get that feeling type that feeling heavy on it during a transition or a change. And we have to be careful what we transition. I had a young man
You
that
cracking up.
should out here
You cracking up.
correctly. Okay, well go ahead and talk for us, Rita. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, the data
How,
passed.
how
Thank
birthday?
you. Huh? I mean,
How,
I came in on it, so I'm not exactly sure what the question was.
no, I'm asking, how was your birthday?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was good. It was good. I had a blast. Can't complain.
I saw the pretty decorations. It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Took a little while, but
How did how did you feel being a year older?
um, I can feel it physically. You know what I'm saying? I know that they used to say, when we were younger, you don't look like it, but they be like, oh, I sure feel it though. I was like, now I can officially say, but it's not bad. It's good. I won't complain.
All
Thank God
right.
for another
Hey,
year.
Girl, you got some skills over there. I seen your whole spread and your layout and everything like that. I see people when they do that and I be like, oh, that's so awesome. And I be like, I can't do that. I don't have that skill. It's just not in me. I just don't. I don't think on that creative side of it. But I just have so much of appreciation for people who do. So that was nice. It was very very elegant. It was very nice, and um, you said you looked like you was having a really good time. You had lots of support there. So that is just awesome, miss. So definitely happy belated birthday.
Thank
I know a lot of times we go through these changes in life, and you like you said, you hear that you used to hear the old folks saying, oh,
you.
I may not look it, but I can feel it, but it don't matter what you're feeling right now, girl, you're looking good over there.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful. I had a great time. So I envisioned it that way. So I was like, okay. So I just brought it to life. That was that's the way I seen it. So in my mind. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay. So
Uh,
I ordered everything that I needed to order and pieced it all together.
all right. Nothing wrong with that. It was looking good. Yes, ma'am. Don't discount it by far. That was some awesome work. It was. It was some awesome work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we're
Appreciate it.
talking we're talking about transition, how the transition went. What are some tips, whether it be in business, life, or whatever. We definitely go into. Now, Rita has a topic for the second half. We're
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
give you a minute. So, what are some of the tips you may have, Rita, about transitioning?
Talking about that transitioning in business. So, what are your tips for dealing with transitions in your business, especially in times like these? This is definitely a transition that we've never seen before. I don't know, some of us in our lifetime. So, how do you deal
Mm,
with the transition?
Yeah.
Transitioning can be a beast. um,
But
I mean, I think mostly, especially with being an entrepreneur, I think it's very important to stay focused. Because there's so many things and so many distractions out here, especially during a time, unexpected time as this. Um, you have to be focused, consistent, like you said, you have to prepare for unexpected times. There's times where things are going to be slow. There's times where things is perfect. It's a perfect smooth. You can see the vision. You can see. I mean, me personally, I know there's times where I can see the vision so clear, like, and I'm on it, and then all of a sudden you may just lose sight of the vision, and it's just like, oh my gosh, and I have to pray, God, bring back the vision to me, Lord, bring it back to me, because things. I mean, because you, like you said, when you wear so many hats, and it's so easy to get distracted, it's so easy to get out of focus, it's so easy to um just don't want to do it. Let me just be honest with you. It's not a cakewalk. And, most people think, oh, I want to run a business, oh, I want to be this, or I want to be that, but it's not a cakewalk. You building, and sometimes in the building process, it's not the easiest thing to accomplish. um so you have to remain focused, you have to build, you have to plan, and not only that, if you uh one person business is really even more difficult, because you the person that have to do everything, versus if you have a team. There's a difference. You have to build a team, um because if you don't, for me, you're the designer, you're the secretary, you're um the website person, you everything, you're the contact person, you're the photographer, you're the designer, you're the everything. So things become really frustrating, everything's become very extremely overwhelming. So it's just that you have to be consistent, you have to realize that it's worth the fight, you have to continue to fight for what is it that you want. And I know that when God put a vision or a business inside of you, he gave it to you for a reason. If he didn't feel like you can do it, he wouldn't have put it inside of you. He put the creativity inside of us for a reason, and we have to understand. We have to trust his plan. That God, you gave it to me, and I know you're able to help me push it through. So I think we just have to stay focused and be consistent, and have the confidence that we need, that knowing that we can do it. Um, the transitioning, like I said, because I transitioned from my job in February, and and I was just hyped about it, because I feel like, all this energy, I'm gonna put it into my business. And no, it was not what I expected. I was expecting, something. I didn't even know when I resigned, I didn't even know Corona was coming. Although I felt something in the spirit, I just didn't know what it was. And lo and behold, a month after, boom, Corona hit, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Like she said, you got to know how to dodge the, swerve in and out those punches in life, because you just never know. You just never know what you're gonna get. You just never know what's gonna hit you. You just gotta be prepared somehow, some way. You have to be resilient. You might get a punch, boom, you got to get up and figure this thing out. And I mean, you want a great support team, but you may not have that great support team, but you still got to push through it. And knowing that as you keep going, as you keep marketing, as you keep building your empire, it's worth it. And like I said, the transitioning is just, you got to go with the flow, because you really can't prepare for what you don't know to come. So you just kind of go.
and
Yes, ma'am.
I love I heard while you were speaking, I could I heard in my spirit that growing pains. Sometimes
Say it again,
the
because you just cracked up.
growing pain
Oh yeah.
have growing pains, and we want it to be smooth. We want it to be easy. Like you said, you didn't, you didn't, you knew something spirit was coming, or whatever. But uh, it's the guide of things. The going without support system. And I can tell y'all, huh, when you go without a support system, you have to make sure that you lean and depend on God. If God told you to do it, you got to trust Him, even through the process. Because a lot of times through the process, we we get lost, or we fall, or we get discouraged. But you got to understand that if He said it's going to happen, if He told you that He's going to uh, bring past with you, and it's
That is so true. Them growing pains, and they're there, you know, and they real. That's just like I don't know if you ever heard the old folks say when that kid is growing up, the bones are stretching, the skin is stretching, they getting tired. I'm taller, and you start feeling them growing pains. Oh, baby, those ain't nothing but growing pains, and that's just the same thing in life. It could be a metaphor as well. So whenever you're going through a change, in your business, in your life, even, it's not always going to be easy. you know Me personally, I get excited about it, because I know that I serve a God that whenever you're going through something, he's a good God, and it's going to be something just so much better on the other side of all that. So yes, ma'am, Queenie, definitely you have to trust him, and you have to respect the growing pains, and Miss Rita, you got to anticipate, sometimes, although we're not psychics and soothsayers and so forth, but you have to be to know that it's not going to be like this all the time, and you have to somehow anticipate those changes, especially if you know your industry and you see stuff going on around you and so forth. You know your industry enough to know that, okay, when this happened, I know this is going to happen in my industry because I know my industry. I know my industry back and forth. So that's the beauty of having a career and being in a particular industry and being focused on a particular industry, because you know that industry and you know how to work through. You know how to swim through that shark filled water. So definitely.
okay.
Yes.
So I hope that can y'all hear me clear?
You I can hear
Still,
parts of what you're hearing, but you're breaking up, a little bit at a time.
okay. Well, you guys go ahead and go to our next topic for today. You go ahead and lead us out. I'm gonna get out of the way.
Miss Rita, you had a topic that you ended with last week. Friends.
Oh, I was asking, do when it comes to like relationships or whatever, and we was talking about friendships. What does a friendship mean to you? Last week, and I was just thinking, well, I had a question about relationships and friendships. So the question was, do you believe in being friends prior to going into a relationship? Because I know a lot of people, I mean, as far as my opinion, I do. I do believe in being friends prior to, um, I guess before going into a relationship. I guess some people consider that as dating, but I was just, I mean, I think dating is on another level versus as being friends. Because, like I said, when you being friends, you're getting to know the person, but I guess that's considered dating as well. I don't know. So I was just, my question was, because some people would tell me I'm a little thrown off with that, but I was like, well, I don't think, I'm not, just the one, you'll jump right into a relationship without even, but nowadays that's just kind of what they do. Boom, you in a relationship, next week you in a whole new relationship with no time in between. They don't give you no warning. It's just boom. Now I'm with such and such now. And you're like, whoa, okay. Yeah, so I mean, which those are called rebound relationships, but I'm saying I just believe in those things, being friends, because my thing is, because I'm personally like, we can't be friends. Like, if you don't want to jump right into a relationship, I might not like you like that,
Yeah.
and 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 if just in case we don't, I just believe in letting time take its course,
Yes,
versus,
ma'am.
go right into a relationship and then, we may not, hit it off like that. And then me personally,
Once you
like I
get
don't even
past
want to be
that
a
romantic stage, you know,
right, like,
you
and then you want to be friend. I'm like, I don't really want to be your friend.
because I've learned I don't like you.
I mean, because my thing was like, because like I have gotten to know you, and like there's things I don't like about you, and I mean my personally thing, like I don't have friends like that. Like if say for instance you get to know the person, they might be a liar, they may be a cheater, or whatever the case may be. There's some things that just don't sit well with me. Then like I'm like I don't have friends. Like so we were talking about friends. What is a friend to you? I'm like I don't have those
That
types of
deal
friends.
breaker.
Huh?
Yeah, I get you. You know, sometimes you have that thing about somebody that might be that deal breaker. And if you don't get to know that person, you don't know if they got the deal breaker or not, or if they got the deal maker. You know, like you said, like if you can't absolutely cannot stand a liar, and you get with a man and he's just a compulsive liar, but you allow his fineness and the way he treats you and all these other romantic things to cloud your judgment. And then once those things kind of subside, because a relationship go through changes too. You go through your ups and you go through your downs. You go through your peaks, you go through your lows. And when you get to that low, that lying spirit that's in them is going to make you just totally dislike them. And it's like, oh, he's such a lie. He just lie about everything. It don't even be. I know people like that. Just no reason to lie whatsoever. Just lie, And you be like, and you know the truth, and I be kind of embarrassed for them because I be like, I know they're lying, and I don't really want to call them out, but I really am tired of them lying to me. So if you don't get to know a person, you don't know those things, those deal breakers or those deal makers that's going to sustain you through those
Right.
slow periods of that relationship, because you will. One day
Right.
you gonna get old, and that man ain't gonna have no pecs like you like them, and all these kind of things that turns you on initially, the infatuation portion of it that we see, because we all have certain things that we like in a particular man, and you get with them, and that stuff get old because those are superficial things, so they get old. So are they gonna sustain you? Are you gonna live on that memory? I can remember when he used to be so fine. I'm gonna keep him because he used to be fine. But he a liar. I don't like a liar, but he used to be fine. Look at this picture. He used to be fine. Yeah, I think friendships is important. To have in the beginning with a person, because that's what's going to sustain you through them hard times, is that friendship that y'all have built. You have something, you have a foundation.
Right. Oh, like I said, some people think that's kind of, you thought, oh, that's old school or that's out the door, and you're just like, like you were saying, like if you find out things about them before, prior to actually, to me, it's just levels. But if you find out something prior to actually going into a relationship, then you like, okay, now, bruh, like I don't think we're gonna make it. We're not gonna be able to go this, to that next level. And I just believe with time take its course, let time take its course, because as you going, if you start involving, okay, we going to, I can see us going into this next level versus just like, hey, I know a lot of people is just like, hey, I think we cool, we like each other. Let's go together. Let's be in a relationship. Or and if that person have a problem with commitment, you don't even know if that person have a problem with commitment. You just
Mm-hmm.
jump in a relationship. You don't know if they know how to be committed. What are their
Yeah.
past relationships was like? These are a lot of questions that you should be asking while you dating someone. People,
Yeah.
I got lots of questions. I'm sorry, but I mean, because it's stuff. I mean, the thing is, it's stuff that you need to know. And then I know a lot of people and a lot of young women, they don't ask these questions, and you get caught up into these relationships that don't mean good. And then now you're caught up in it, and you don't want to be single because you have a problem with being single.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so, you know, if you were friends prior to going into the relationship, you would have found out a lot about the person prior to actually making it into a committed relationship.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
you go into the committed relationship and then you find out the person have a problem with commitment.
Yeah.
They don't they don't
You ain't committed to
sugarcoat
them.
Well,
it.
honestly, can y'all hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. You sound
Okay.
excellent.
Well, honestly, I agree with you, Rita, about being friends first. But a lot of times, too, while you're being friends first, uh, you have to be careful not to let your paranoia too make you pass up on a good person. Everybody has flaws. Now, it's a major one, some red flags. You need to just say, I'm just out of there. I'm not going to deal with that one. But I think so. In being friends, while we launch our investigations, but also to enjoy the trip. Enjoy, because you may find out, even though you are looking for that one for you, but are you the one for them as well? I
Right.
think it's not just their qualities for you, but your qualities for them. And
Right.
like you say, Rita, asking all them questions, you got to ask some questions. I always tell people, you need to get away from a person that don't want you asking them nothing. Oh, you ask too many questions. Run for the hills. Because if
Right.
they don't want, because first of all, what are you looking to do in a relationship? A lot of women don't even ask the guy if like, say you want to work towards the potential of getting married, right? That
Mm,
guy might just be dating. he
that's
might just be, he might just be in it just to be dating. So these, like you say about asking questions, you got to know these things off the bat. What are you attracted to me for?
right.
Some men are just attracted because they trying to, get another notch in their belt. And it's sad, but it's some old men like that too. They just want to conquer something. So you got to know what people's motives are. And I think sometimes, as being men and women of God, sometimes we skip a whole lot of stuff. Like I heard Tammy say about, oh, he could preach good. Oh, he's sexy. He fine. And all this kind of stuff. I call it razzle dazzle. You done got razzle dazzle. You get what I'm saying? And you done forgot to ask the important questions. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes even in the friendship, and this is one topic people don't like to talk about. And I'm gonna just hit y'all with the pop gun. I'm sorry, but you need to know if about his health. You need to know if he's able to
Sure.
please you. Am I saying that clean in a clean way? If you are that person, these are conversations we don't have when we're talking with people. Because if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to be having sex. I'm just saying, Christians, amen. Before you get married, but it didn't say you can ask questions. You know, I'm just gonna be real with you. I tell people, even in counseling before they get married, I ask the hard hitting questions that people don't like to talk about. But I'm gonna ask you, hey, she likes sex. Do you like sex? She want it all the time. Are you gonna be able to be compatible? Because some people say sex ain't about nothing. That is not important in the relationship. But it's if just like money, who are we gonna work together in saving money? Who's gonna be over the money? Is he am I better at saving money than these are questions you do find out during friendship. You find out if he's a bad spender. He gonna spend. If he wants you to be the breadwinner, And
Mm.
he just want to run around pounding his chest saying that he the king. I'm just saying. You find these out during friendship, during conversation, going out to eat. While y'all sitting there and we gonna see who pay for this food.
Come on.
We gonna see if you're going Dutch. I'm just saying. You gotta know these things, And I think that some of our old school ways, we need to understand that's not gonna work today. You
Right.
know, I just had a conversation with a lady where she thought that this grown man that was her age, real seasoned, had his head on straight. She found out he was trying to move in with her and live off of her, and he was too old for that. So you have to put aside that, like Tips, put aside all that. Oh, he's just so fine. You better let that fine mess be over where he is, and
Right.
wait on God to send the person you were designed for, that was designed especially for you. Amen.
Right.
Amen.
I agree with that.
Well,
I definitely agree with that.
I'm gonna hit you in another direction. I'm gonna hit you in another direction. Hold on. What you think about this one? Okay. Do you? It was a show that movie or something like that, and they was talking about being friends with a woman. These men was talking about being friends with a woman, and he said talking about being too good of friends when you mess around and get stuck in the friend zone and don't know how to get out the friend
Oh,
zone.
the friend zone.
So the friend zone. Do you sometimes think that you may be find out that you've been too good of a friends where you get stuck in the friend zone, or you get become a friend and you become a lover and you decide you don't want to know more as a lover, but you knew they was a really good friends. How do you transition back into that friend
Whoa.
zone?
You don't.
You can't.
You can't.
They
You
call it the
That's
don't.
what I
point of no
said.
return.
You can't.
First of all, this is what I want to say about the first part of what you said. Oh, this is so messy. This show's so messy today. This is what I want to say about that first part. First of all, you need to make your intentions clear. Because if you let it, because I'm gonna tell you something, there's some women that know that you are really, really attracted to them, and you'll tell them your feelings. And if you allow that woman to lead you on, she gonna friend zone you anyway. She already friend zoned you. She friend zone, she didn't put you in the friend zone. You mad because you've been giving her money and taking her out and buying her stuff, but she told you from the beginning that y'all were friends. And women do
Yeah.
it. Women do it with men because we just think we are so fascinated by them, and oh, he just got it going on, and oh, he just and before we know it, we're in the friend zone, but in our mind, we think that we got a chance. We don't have a chance. He didn't friend zoned you. He told you that you were like his little sister. Woo! The words, baby, them words to kill you, won't they? You are like my little sister. I see you as my best friend or as a good friend or
Right.
like that. Y'all seen that movie Just Right, where the guy came out of the restaurant with Queen Latifah, and he told her she was cool like a home girl. You have to be careful, and you have to be very vocal when somebody is trying to get close to you. Be very vocal. Hey, I'm not looking for a husband, so they can make a decision to get on somewhere. Hey, I'm looking for a husband. I'm dating with the potential to get married. You get what I'm saying? Because some men will get with you, honey, and they will ride that whole relationship out. They will enjoy your emotions and all the attention that you give them, and then boom, hit you with the pop gun. I don't want to get married. And you all in love, your heart is entangled, your mind is entangled, your spirit. You done wrote down the wedding colors, you got a whole little book, you done told people who
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
your bridesmaid. I'm just saying, we playing, women playing. But you got to get a clear understanding first before you jump, you know.
I said, don't put yourself out in the game if you don't know how to play it. Cause you will get played.
You will get played. You will get
Don't
played.
put yourself out there if you're not ready to play the game, because baby, you will get played.
And when I say play,
You
what
gotta
they
know
used
the
to say,
rules.
they used to say, play you like a funky piano. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
You gotta
And
know the rules.
but Tammy hit on something that's major. That friend zone thing is something else. When you get friend zone, because I'm gonna tell you something, and some of the nicest people will ride that friend zone. They'll ride it, and they will get everything out of you. And before you know it, you are in love and messed up in the head. And then here they come walk in with their girlfriend. And there you are.
I mean, there might be some point where you might start to like I don't know. When you get in that friend zone, 'cause you put like you say, you put people in that friend zone, like we good at being friends. Like I don't see nothing else. That I mean, as of now, I don't. But like I said, you let time take its course. Maybe it evolve. I don't know. But right
But
now, you in that friend zone,
yeah,
like,
friend zone.
and
But
then
you know
some
what?
people, hmm.
But well, you're right, Rita. But it's a decision you made though. You can't be mad later on when he show up with a girlfriend or something. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, at that point, you don't really see the person. Like, just like, okay, you show, but I mean, because if you're friends and you say, okay, look, we're just friends right now, and that means if you dated somebody else and you missed then it's just the like I said, you gotta know the rules. And it's just the shot you took, if they because I mean at that point you see them as a friend, you don't see them no more than just a friend.
Yeah.
So I mean it wouldn't really hit you like, okay, you talking to somebody else. Okay, that's just like when people are dating. 9 times out of 10 they dated more than one person. They just not because they're not considered committed. Well, especially in this day and time, they're dating more than one
Oh.
person
Oh,
because
they date more than one person.
yeah, I mean, because you're not considered to be in a quote unquote committed relationship. So,
Oh, what
you
is
know,
out with this one? They date more than one person, and it might be the same sex. I'm just saying.
ooh, 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 yeah, that was ooh.
I'm just saying. I'm with. Look, I'm just. What's
that,
wrong, Tim? I'm just
that was
saying.
that was the
I'm
blow.
just saying. You have to. You have to
But that's
communicate.
true. You
But it's
that is
true in this. You said, Rita,
especially in this day
in
and time.
this day and time. In this day and time, men have a woman and they have a man. Women have a woman and they have a man. I'm just saying, if you don't be vocal, because let me tell you something, I always tell people this. You may not say what you want to say or do what you want to do, but they gonna say and do what they want to do. Especially, okay, let me say this. It was a preacher that was that when I first got started in ministry, we he was taking us through some classes, and one thing we were talking about we were talking about fools, and he said that some men have this philosophy that if you see a fool, bump ahead, right? What he was saying was, when a man know that a woman is so infatuated with him and he's a dog, he's gonna use that infatuation to take advantage of her. That's what he's gonna do if
Mm-hmm.
that's the type of person he is. And that's why I say if you may choose to go ahead and be in the friend zone, but it's some men that would take advantage of that friend zone, some women that'll take advantage of that friend zone. You get what I'm saying? And also, you with the conversation, you have to ask, hey, you have to ask a man, have you ever been with another man? You have to ask woman, have you ever been with another woman? See, we don't want to ask these questions, but you need to ask them. You need to
That's true.
ask, are you still attracted? Are you fluid? Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm getting all in your business.
And
Let me
pray
tell
and hope
you,
they tell the truth.
are you fluid? Do you believe that love is love? It's just love. You need to know these things because listen, I have nothing to say about a person that's gay. But if I'm talking to you and I want to know if you're gay, you get what I'm saying? I need to know it for my own personal reason so I can move on and do something else because I'm not going to waste my time. You know?
Right. You know our history.
Yeah.
Talking
I
about,
do.
because eventually I'm gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah,
If
you
I
don't have.
choose to be in a relationship with you, I'm gonna have to let me make that decision. I'm that's what I'm like,
Look at
tell me
Tammy scratching her
everything.
head. Tammy, like, this
Like,
is the
let me
thing.
make that decision. Was you married? Is you are
Yeah.
y'all divorced, or y'all just separated? Or
Is she
you
crazy?
know, yeah, like, do she know you? Do she know y'all not together no
Does
more?
she know
Like,
it?
I need to know this, because you be folks be in relationships that started a whole nother relationship, and you
Oh,
married.
oh God, you
Like,
married.
you, don't you think that's something I should have known about? I mean,
Or you at a family gathering with him and you at a family gathering with your boyfriend and his boyfriend show up at the family gathering. Family love him. How you going you got to communicate.
that's
Y'all don't want listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better know what day and time we live in. Okay?
that's true. That's
And
true.
let me tell you something. People, I think they call it they just love. It doesn't matter who they love. So all I'm saying is be vocal. I think it's important to be friends. I think it's because you never know, that person may not be meant to be in a romantic relationship with you, but they may be a good friend, you
And
know.
right.
So it's so many benefits to being a friend first, having conversations. You need to go over to their house with them. You need to go and see what's happening. You need to be around their friends. You need to hear conversations. Because let me tell you something, getting committed relationships today, Jesus be offense. You go to sign that paper. It's easy to get married, but it's something else to get a divorce. It's something to get out of it. They don't tell you. You just go chunk that little 78 or whatever dollars to the little justice of the peace, and they give you a license. As soon as you try to get up out of there, you're going to have some trouble. So you might as well go ahead and do the difficult work right now.
Before. And nowadays it's not as easy. Even before marriage, people take. I mean, you not. It's not that you're not supposed to take relationship to heart, but they take it to heart to, to. I'm gonna say, I'm trying to see the word to put it too severely or whatever, because these people, you get in a little relationship, baby, they ready to kill you. You can't get
Ooh,
out of it. It's just like you try to, all these people, they'll shoot you just because you like, look, bro, I don't
wait a
like you
minute.
like that.
They don't
Or you in a
attract
relationship
What did you say,
trying to
Tammy?
get, huh? You
They
trying to
don't
get out the
attraction.
relationship, and it's like, it's crazy. I always tell people, I say, it's crazy out here in these streets, like, for
It
real.
is. You'll show up at your mama house, they sitting there. You like, hey, we broke up a month ago. And then they sitting there talking to your mama. Ooh, I had a flashback. But anyway, or they at your job. They show up at your job, outside your job.
See, that's why they ain't gonna know all that. Like, mm-mm.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, if you do your homework before, like, and then another thing, we are just too easy with letting people around our families and stuff and around our mamas. And soon as
Mm-mm.
you met them yesterday, let me take you over here to meet my mama. No, wait, hold on. We
Like,
need to go back to a time to where that is just really something I do with somebody I am really, really serious
right,
about. Because then they know where your mama stay. They stalking you. You don't know they sitting out at
right.
the corner store watching you go in the, just they at Target on the other side of the store while you at Target. At the Walmart you at, with a grocery basket, just following you real
So
slow.
happy to end up at the same stuff. But
Girl,
hey,
look, what you doing here? What you doing here? Oh, I just came to get some eggs. Really, really.
like, look, mm-mm.
Oh my God. They applying for the same job you applying for. They at the interview.
Like,
I'm just
mm-mm.
saying. They
just,
up at
just,
your kid's school because you crazy enough to take them up to the kid's school. I'm going to pick up my son. Let me ride with you.
mm-mm. And
Uh-uh.
especially, for people, I mean, since we on this subject that have children, You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be very careful who you allow. Like I was saying, you can't let everybody have access to you.
Access
You
to
know,
you. Come on.
now that, like you said, you can't let everybody meet your children. You cannot bring people into your homes unless you, I mean, this got to be like, you, because I think what irks me so bad is the fact that you see all these kids on the news being killed from the mama's boyfriends.
Oh my
And it's
God.
just like, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I'm like, you can't. I mean, I don't know. It's just so annoying, you know. I mean, because when you have children, you have to take extra steps. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be extra precautious to who you end up in a relationship with, because not only do they have to accept you, they have to accept your children. I mean, I'm not in this because I
Oh
don't
my
have,
God. You on a whole nother
but
subject, girl.
yeah, that's a whole. I mean, that's, you know, when you talking about children being involved, that's a whole nother ball game. I'm like, because I've been seeing constantly, consistently on the news where children are dying because
A
from the hands
dying.
of the boyfriend,
Yep.
or the mama done did something to him because she want to be with the boyfriend, and
Jesus.
I'm just like, it's very mind boggling. I'm just like, you know, we have to do better. You know, it's just so much going on in this world with these relationships, and how relationships are not being taken seriously. And then when you have children that's involved, like I said, that's a whole nother huge step that you have to consider.
And
um
you know, I'm gonna stay right there for a moment. And you have to and you even if your children are teenagers, you still have you women.
that's
I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm this is from my heart. I went through this. You when your children are teenagers, you have to be, and you are single or whatever, and you decide to date, you have to be careful about these men that you bring in your house. Let me tell you, I'm not just talking about you don't know if they will mess with your children, but even sometimes men challenge your male child. And I know this is by experience. And my son went through this with a guy I was dating. And I had to ask God for forgiveness because I didn't do all of the homework I needed to do. That's why I be testifying to y'all on here to make sure that you launch an investigation. But and it was chaotic in my house. It was when I say chaotic, I'm talking about every time I go to do something for my son, he wanted to challenge my son, like me and my son dating or something, or he was jealous of my. You have to be careful who you bring around, especially look your female children, your girls, as well as the males, because if you trust him, then the kids think they can trust him. You get what I'm saying? And then that person cause so much damage and give that child so many scars. And then when that person gone, you left trying to help this your child heal from this experience. Let me tell y'all something. Cut it out. Don't let loneliness, don't let being desperate to be in a relationship with somebody get you into something that will wreck your family. If you are a single parent, you have a that's your family. That is your family. And like Rita said, people don't like your children or don't like your kid. Oh, I don't like that little you know how they cut. I don't like that little what? If that don't bother you,
something wrong.
something wrong. Oh, they get on my nerves. That don't bother you. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of men that will talk to your children any kind of way, and they'll see if you're going to react. With that first time you don't react, then guess what you just did? You just unleashed a terror on your children. You are the mother bear. You are to protect those babies. And I'm serious, And I just wanted to share that. I'm gonna leave it alone because I could go. We need a whole nother show on that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject, but I was just
Jesus.
you have a flashback.
Oh, girl, I had a real vivid one too. And let me tell you, I'm gonna just say this, y'all. Let me tell y'all, I was saved. I'm gonna tell y'all for real. and going to church, preaching everything. But let me tell you something. I'm a mama bear, and let me tell you something. They the guy in particular that I'm talking about turned around and called my daughter a bitch. Do you hear me? Yeah, I spelled it. And
Mm.
honey, when I woke up, my hand was around his throat, y'all. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. That's why I'm telling y'all, don't get yourself in that position. I'm telling you, he was way bigger than me. But I promise you, when I came to myself, whoo, listen, it's not worth it. Wait on God. Do your research. Find out who these people are. I don't care if they're carrying your groceries for you, opening up the door for you. I don't care if they are giving you $20 here and there. I don't care what they are doing. Do the homework because they are an ex to somebody. And you need to find out why they are ex to somebody. I'm done. Go ahead, Rita.
Yeah. I think a lot of people look for validation.
Uh-huh.
Um, and you have to know that you have to be able to, as women, we have to learn how to validate ourselves. You have to know who you are before you just accept, oh, you cute. Oh, thank you. I think you're beautiful. Thank you. I mean, some people get flattered by that when they don't understand who they are. They
Mm-hmm.
get flattered by, oh, all of the little sweet talk. And I think as a woman, you have to know that. You have to be okay with who you are. You have to validate yourself before anybody else can validate you. If you don't
That's
know who
right.
you are, if you don't know how to treat yourself, how you expect to know how somebody else is supposed to treat you?
Come
And
on.
a lot of times people get tossed and mixed up in there because they be like, oh, he said I'm this. I'm like, girl, that's it. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's all. I mean, that you easy. Like,
You easy. We used to say that
no,
back in the
I'm
day.
just
You easy.
I mean that kind of just mind I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you have to know your worth.
Yeah.
I mean, because anybody can come like they say, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So if you have
Mm-hmm.
no standards, if you have no no standards for anything to go by, you accept anything. Anybody can come along and be like, hey, such and such, you like, ooh, you fly by wind. You just go with the wind. And I think that's why you end up with a lot of young girls end up in being single parents. They
Yeah.
because they got with somebody that just wanted the goods. And
Yeah.
then they pregnant and then they have children, and then now they struggling and then they heartbroken and they got trust issues and I mean it's a domino effect. I
Yeah,
mean
it is.
all of it just lead up to this. Now you got all of these issues where if you'd have had, like you said, did your homework beforehand, not gave them the cookies beforehand,
Hey,
then you
hey.
wouldn't be a single parent. Then you wouldn't be having these trust issues. You won't have all these issues that you could have been saved. You
Yeah.
can that you didn't have to deal with, but that goes back to understanding who we are and having those standards. And one of the standard is being a friend prior to jumping into a relationship, or being a friend. I mean, know who you dealing with before you get them the cookies. Are they father? Do they have father attributes? Do they want children? Do they? Now you have gotten pregnant, and then they don't flew the coop. So it's just I think we should always have those things uh prior to going into what we consider quote unquote a committed relationship. Like you said,
That's
there's
right.
there's a lot of homework that needs to be done.
That's
And
right.
like you said,
Because
I
the
believe
commitment, that commitment of marriage uh is major. It's not for play. It's
right.
major. It's a major thing. Like they say, it holds up in the court of law. You get what I'm saying? So and then you have to decide too, uh, is this a forever thing you trying to do? Or is this, that's why I say, why are you getting married? Why are you getting in a relationship? Uh, uh, why are you, because I'm gonna tell you something. There's been some men I've been attracted to, but they nice looking and fine, but I wouldn't give them the time of day. Once you realize that that's all they got going on,
That's it.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, you good to
That's
look
all.
at, you know, but you ain't got nothing going on. You ain't got nothing to offer. Can I build a life with you? You know, standing next to you, is it going to be like I'm your assistant or I'm married to you? You know, some women, it's like you are, like this lady, she said she going to stop everything she doing when she get married because it's going to be all about her husband. I say, baby, you need to reevaluate what marriage is. You get what I'm saying? Marriage is not you getting with some man to help him push his vision. No, then you need to be in partnership. You don't need to be married to him. You get what I'm saying? Because you're trying to be an assistant. You know, this is about walking this life out together. You know,
Right.
and a lot of times, which brings us right back to what Rita said, being friends. I'm married to my friend, my best friend. Let me tell you something. Listen, I can say stuff to him and he can say stuff to me. Read about my husband, Jesus be offense. But I'm just saying, I'm married to my friend. You know, when I go home and take off Pastor J or whoever, you know, that's my best friend. You
Right.
know, if I need to cry, if somebody done made me mad and they done did something that I just like, oh my God, are you serious? You know, we can talk about it. If I'm wrong, he gonna tell me, okay, baby, you know, I love you, but you're wrong. You know, but we did an investigation before we got married. I told him everything, and he told me everything, and then I walked it out to see if everything he said was for real, and it was. You know, and then if it was something I didn't like, then guess what? I was like, hey, I don't like that. I don't know what you think this is. You know, and he rose to the occasion. You know, because sometimes you have to, like Rita was talking about, you love you. And you got to be the one to teach somebody how to love you. Just like they have to teach you how to love them. You can't just come, I'm gonna love you the way I know how to love. Wait, what? But what if you don't know how to love in that capacity? And you have the person that you are meant to be with, you have to learn how to love them. You have to, what was you saying? I think me and Rita was talking about this on some other show about love language or whatever.
The
You
love.
have to, you have to, James teaches me how to love him, what he doesn't like, what he does, you know, what he does like, you know, what makes him smile, and I teach him the same thing, you know, so we won't run into a bunch of issues or whatever, you know, but it takes time for that. It
Right.
takes time for that, you know, just sharing. Go
Yes.
ahead, Lee. Well, we had an hour and
Yeah,
2 minutes.
yeah.
We went over 2 minutes, but God is good.
Yes,
Come on,
he is.
talk to us, Tammy. Tammy done just got silent up there in that corner. Talk to us, Tammy. Uh, Go ahead and sign off and talk to us. Give us your closing remarks.
Okay. All right. I want to show these cups off before we go. I've been kind of highlighting them, when I be. Um, this cup I got from Miss Nikki Wells from Exclusive Concepts. It is holding my juice. See the woman with the afro, and behind there we got classy, bougie, ratchet. So with the Afro girl on the front. So
Okay.
this is I got a red one, I got a white one, and I got another one that's a big mouth one. So that's this one. This one's holding my
Oh,
cookie.
that's nice.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. So
Yeah,
give her a shout out, Miss Nikki Wells, Waines. Check her out. She's on Facebook. She's an awesome business. She delivered quickly. One of my cups came broken. I let her know. She came and she made sure she got it replaced. Didn't hesitate. Didn't do none of that. Just took care of. So she's an awesome business owner, and she's taking care of her 3-year-old grandson on the weekends because she doesn't have a nurse who was I think was in a car accident. So she has a lot that she has to do with him, and she makes sure she take care of her business. Awesome lady. But signing out now. Make sure y'all are back here Wednesdays at 10 o'clock Central Time. We're here every single Wednesday talking about different topics that affect our community. Um, Come listen in. We always looking for comments. If you put a comment in it, we'll make sure we pop it up on there and we'll acknowledge you and all that kind of stuff. And um, make sure you get my book. I got two books. I have Prayers of the Boss Babes, which is on my website, as well as my other book, which is Why Your Refund is So Low. It's going to be coming out in print. Be ready to ship out next week. The other book will be ready to ship out November the 3rd right now. It is on ebook on Amazon. You can either buy ebook or you can get it by hard copy. Prayers of the Boss Space. It is a devotional and a prayer and a collective of us ladies put it together. And within 6 hours of releasing it, it became an Amazon bestseller. So I am just super hyped up in regards to that because God is so good, you know. Be obedient. God will bless you, you know. Thank you so much for joining us. Awesome topic. Get ready for next week's topic. If you want to hear something be talked about here, you can definitely go to our page, Sisters United Talk Show, or in the group, Sisters United, and we will talk about it. And you will hear us chime in from our three perspectives, our four perspectives. But our commonality is our culture. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for joining in with us today with our topic. Whether or not you should be friends prior to relationship and validation and loving yourself, all of that beautiful stuff before you and prior to you going into a relationship. So thank you for joining in with us today. We're here on next Wednesday at 10 a.m. and we will see you then. This is Rita Nelson signing out.
And I am so excited about Sisters United. Oh, I think I made it right. Listen, so next show, I think we should continue on with our topic we were going into. Be careful who you bring around your children. So we might just get on that topic for next week. So y'all can go ahead and get your comments ready, get your experiences ready, because guess what? We're going in for the children. We're going in for the children.
You
All
gotta
right, we
go.
love you. Yeah, we love you. Remember, sisters, unite, unite. We can look, we can strike a mighty blow together if we work together, not compete with each other, but work together to make sure each one of us succeed. All right? So we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Talk to you next week on Sisters United Talk Show.
Peace.